let's talk about because you and I talked a little bit about, because obviously the name of this show is This Will Never Work, and that I had said in the previous video kind of comes from a place of like just self-doubt, and like, man, I've dealt with self-doubt my whole fucking life. Yep. Where I'm just like, you know what, why am I worthy of doing this? And like, I'm not charismatic enough, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. That kind of shit. And I'm finally just like, this is kind of my way of working through that, and just being like, no, I can do a podcast. I can I can talk to people. And so you had said to me that really resonated with you. In a big way. So speak to that a little bit. Tell me what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm the same thing. I always kind of self-doubt myself, and I've always been that way, and I feel like I've always felt like I'm just not good, like particularly good at one thing or good enough at one thing, and I feel like that's crippled me for forever. So when I heard you say that kind of resonated with me, and I loved that was the name of the show, because I feel that entirely. But yeah, I don't know. That's it was good timing, because the song I put out last week was kind of based off that. I always turn to music to, pull me out of things like that. Or if, I'm going through something, I'll turn to other people's music. And I decided it was time for me to kind of get vulnerable with myself and make a song, I guess for myself, but for other people that feel that too, where I just kind of talk about how, the feeling of not feeling like you're good enough, or doubting that you're doing the right thing, or that, if you're good enough at what you're doing, or just even have worth as a person. And I wanted to write a song that was kind of like a place to go when I feel like that, to listen to the words and really believe them. And it's the way I worded it was just kind of like a love letter to myself. I don't know.
That's a really beautiful way of putting it.
Yeah. I tried to write it from a few different perspectives, so it wasn't like nailed on to like hearing it that one way, where people could listen to it and, take their own, whatever's going on in their life, put their own spin on it and take their own message from it. But
right.
Yeah, I think that was what I was really going for, was just like a letter to myself, like a rainy day letter, I guess, when you're down and you need that pick me up or that reminder. So it's scary to write songs like that and be vulnerable, and I've really wanted to do that because I know that's what I connect with in other people's music. And I liked the songs I made before, but a lot of times I'll be just making a song that's fun, or that I can dance to, or that other people can dance to, or whatever. But I really wanted to challenge myself to be more authentic and like put my feelings out there, which is scary
as
yeah, don't like that.
No, we don't like putting our feelings
No, we don't.
out in the air, because we feel like we're gonna be judged.
Yep.
That's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
And like the new song, dude, the new song's so good. And it's kind of funny that you say that you challenged yourself to do that, because as soon as I turned it on, it's like it immediately when it starts, I was like, oh shit, this is a departure for you, and not in a bad way, in a very good way, where it's like, oh shit, it's like a ballad, like a slow ballad. Cause some of your previous stuff's a little more dancey and like
just like feel good stuff.
Yes. Yeah. And, fuck it. Like it's, the emotion is there, and it fucking, everything that you just said is like, that comes through so beautifully.
Thank you. Yeah,
it is. I know that you wrote, and it's funny because when I listened to it, the love letter aspect of it, I felt that too. Yeah. Like I felt like listening to it, it was a fucking love letter to me.
Cool.
That was not necessarily that I was writing to myself, but that like you were kind of writing as you're writing it to yourself, but it's like as a fan listening, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, like you wrote, you can take that, and and I'm like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, he wrote this for me. And and everything.
And that's what I was kind of going for, because it's hard to adjust your perspective, I guess, while you're writing, and not make it like, you want to make it about your life, but you don't want to make it too much about your life, because then people are going to be able to relate. So I tried to make it so that other people could, relate it to whatever they're going through and take their own message, like you just said. So, it's honestly my favorite song I've ever written. Like when I finished it, I was like, wow, it was
And sometimes artists say that where they're like, this is, and it's like just for publicity or whatever.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But
no, this one actually.
No, I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah.
And it's, fuck, man. Dude, you're so fucking talented. Like, where did that come from? Because I've known you for a long time, and it's like, not that I would have ever like been like, oh, Jimmy doesn't have like, musical talent or whatever. Like, it's just not.
Yeah.
It's crazy the amount of like hidden talent some people have.
Yeah.
And when it actually starts coming out, you're like, dude, right from the very first song you put out, I have been blown the fuck away at how talented you are, and also the aesthetic that you're building around the bunker like brand essentially. Like I fucking love everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
It's so good.
Yeah, I put a lot into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the aesthetic and the branding is like a big thing. I think it's like another avenue for you to convey a message, I guess.
100%.
Even if it's not apparent, if it's not written out for you, like people can pick up on it.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it's everything that you're doing is very cinematic too. Like it's and I love that.
Thank you.
Oh, I fucking love
Thank you.
People who do like really like just even in all the photos that you have released of you. You've done some stuff with Indie, haven't you?
Yeah, so that one was kind of a bummer because Indy and I had like a really, really cool music video idea for this song that we just did, and we started working on it, and I just like fell into such a like slump for a long time. It was like a few months of just like down in the dumps. So we like kind of started it. We built out the storyline, did some test shots, and then I just crashed, and it was just like, I just wasn't into it anymore, and like, which sucks because I love the song and I wish, I pushed through it and got something done, and maybe I will eventually, but I just couldn't do it. Like I just like
this song that just came out.
Yeah. And the doubt, like the self-doubt or whatever creeps back in, and then you just like, I don't know, it's
you overthink it.
Yeah, exactly. And I just like, I feel like I kind of lost the passion again for a bit. And I just like, when we were, planning things and getting ready to shoot, I just felt like I wasn't in it as much as I should be, which really, really sucks. Cause like Indy put a lot of work into like the storyline with me, and like we had some really cool ideas, and then just couldn't do it, which sucks.
Yeah. I mean, but
sucks.
It does. And for everyone listening, Indy is a buddy of ours actually. He's helped me on some music video stuff that I've done in the past, and I've helped. You know what? It's so funny because when I was working downtown, there was a point where he kind of goes through the same thing too, where he gets like super like enthused about stuff. And I mean, we all go through this where we get super enthused about something, and then we go and we kind of hide out for a few months and we don't talk to anybody. And so that like periodically, like him and I will talk, and it's like, yeah, man, we got to meet up. Like, let's go for a drink, let's go for coffee or whatever. Like, we got to meet up. Cause like, I constantly have ideas that I want to talk to him about. And I know that he has, like, he's sent me, some Widmore. He sent me Widmore stuff. And like, we don't have to get into all, cause we don't have to get into any of that. Cause like, that's for those of you that know, what happened there. It's a fucking shit show. Anyway, he sent me some like Widmore music video stuff that he had been working on, and like, and I mean, this is like, it was like shot, and it was like in the middle of the edit. Like it was not final edit yet. I did end up seeing the final edit of that video, and the video was so fucking good, dude. Yeah. It was, the purpose of it was they were sending it to the fucking record label because they had just gotten signed. Yeah. And, so it was all just like to build hype and like, start securing some more money to like do more videos and make more music and like all that shit. And obviously that I know for, I've told Indy that I'm going to get him in this chair. And this is like months and months and months ago. So I am going to have him come in and do an episode, because I do want to talk to him about a lot of that stuff. Yeah. Because I know he was directly involved.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had some long talks about that.
Yeah, and I haven't talked to I haven't talked to him about it at all.
Yep.
Because I kind of want to save it for this.
Absolutely.
And then I want to record it. If he doesn't want to release it, it's fine. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. But I know that he was affected by it really, really bad.
Big time.
So yeah, man, stuff like that happens all the time though.
Yeah.
Where it's like projects, you do a whole bunch of pre-pro and you're like getting ready to go. And then it just kind of like, sometimes it just falls apart.
Yeah.
And that's life. Like the amount of stuff like Hollywood hasn't produced is would probably like shock us to our core.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Like it would be scary to find out like some of the shit that like was probably really good that didn't get fucked. And then you see some of the stuff that does get produced and you're like,
yeah.
So
so much for missing out on.
I don't blame you for, cause you probably needed a break. Like you probably needed like a mental health. Cause I needed that. I took the last 2 months to just kind of, give myself some time to like readjust and like, I had to find my identity again.
Yeah.
I had to find out who I was, doing this. Yeah. Like I had to, because it needed to be authentically me sitting here talking to you, not me talking to you and trying to appease, a somewhat bigger entity.
Right.
So, sometimes we just need a mental health break and to get the creativity back.
It's true. Yeah. It was, it's true. It was a tough lesson to learn, but I mean, I had to do it because, oh man, it wasn't good. I didn't even like write a song for months. I just like, I couldn't think of anything. And it was just like, I don't know. And a lot of it's just a product of my own thoughts and just,
we are our own worst enemy sometimes.
Yep.
And it's real. It's not helpful to, I don't know. It just like when you're in a place like that, where you're just like, you're overthinking yourself. You're like hypercritical of everything you're doing. How do you pull yourself out of that? Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's super fucking difficult.
It is.